Greetings, everyone. This is Jamal C. Boyd Sr. bringing you this next version of the journey. And today I wanted to share a little bit around the topic of help and hurt. Help, I've learned through my journey process that it is, and I'll give an acronym, a high efficiency learning process. And I'll say that again. Help is a high efficiency learning process that, if managed right, you won't be hurt by what does or doesn't happen in your journey experience. Um, Growing through what I had gone through and having things that I thought that I needed versus what I truly needed, it's easy to get hurt. And I got hurt several times by thinking that my needs weren't being met, questioning God whether or not He was hearing my prayers or not, and not really understanding that scripture that says that God will supply all of your need according to His riches and glory, and that really coming true and evident in my life in tangible and intangible ways. But it wasn't until I had gotten that full understanding of that He did not miss a beat in terms of meeting my needs and making sure that those things were covered, but keeping a balanced perspective of what I thought was a need versus my true need. And I think that that's where a lot of us tend to make mistakes and really get confused about whether God hears us or whether God is answering our prayers, and whether or not our needs are being met. But, one example of where I had gotten hurt in my journey experience was going to my church and asking for help, and having one of the leaders at the church say to me that you don't look like you have a need. And at the time, we were at the altar for prayer, and getting that response triggered a response of frustration, because I had said to that person, well, what does help look like? Am I supposed to come in with torn clothes or, beat up shoes and a different type of look? I said, I don't apologize for what God has blessed me with, or to be able to dress a certain way or look a certain way. Those things I had prior to having the need that I have. And it really hurt me, but I heard God say in response to that, don't worry about that response, because the things that you've done that you thought you had given to the church in terms of your tithe, your time, your talent, and your treasure, were things that you had done in service as unto me and not to man. And don't worry about what man says to you. Worry more about how your service will be rewarded by obedience and by prayer and forgiveness for the ignorance or the things that may have caused you hurt by what was said to you. And, that was a hard pill to swallow. And through that learning experience, I've also seen that God has continued to bless my life before those folks and that person that made that statement. And through my obedience to not be frustrated and to let that situation go. So, in the process of help, again, the encouragement here is that you would understand the difference between what you think you need versus what you truly need. I had to learn that, and I bless God that I was able to balance that and be able to move on from anything that could possibly hurt me, because the hurt comes in with not understanding the difference there, and then also thinking that God is not hearing you, thinking that your needs aren't being met when they truly are. And when you see that God provides everything that you need, food, clothing, shelter, groceries, gas in your car, whatever that need might be, God has a way of making sure that you get all that you need in the time that you need. And it's hard at times because we get stressed, because it's not happening at the rate or the time that we think it should. But if you trust God, that it will, even though it may not look like it at that particular moment. And reflect back too on the times that He did come through at the last minute, or right when the need was at its most significant height. So, trust God that the things that you need will always be provided, so that you don't get hurt when you think that you're not getting the help. Be blessed. Be encouraged. Continue to follow the journey on YouTube. Hashtag the journey. Watch us on Facebook as well. And continue to stay encouraged. Thanks.